up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Drinks with Johnny. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Sam the Hawk Hawkins.
There we go.
There we go. Let's do it the right way. And of course, my good friend, Shapel Lacey. Thanks for coming back on the show. Finally in person.
I hope the listeners
can
look
see
at
that. No, they can't see the they can't see it. No, they can't see it. But you guys on YouTube can.
Yeah, YouTube you can see it. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming down from
No,
LA,
yeah,
man.
of course.
Like, the last time you were on was a couple seasons ago, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be 2019.
Yeah, we did it over Zoom.
No,
it was
it
2020.
COVID?
It was
Yeah,
COVID.
it was COVID.
It was COVID.
It was 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 2019.
I think it was my second season. I think we talked about doing it in 2019. That's when I met you at Trevor's.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At the Rec Room.
At the Rec Room, which you're going to be at tonight, which is why you're down here. Well, part of the reason is obviously because
the main reason is pot. Main reason.
But yeah. I told you before we're going to do it a little differently than we did it last time. We already did the deep dive last time, you know?
Yeah.
So let's just have a
You know
conversation. Yeah, exactly. We know each other a little bit now. Last time we saw each other was at the Forum. We did at
My
Chemical.
Yeah, My Chem.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That was a really good show.
Dude, I had so much fun.
Did you listen to them when you were younger?
Yeah, so like I wasn't like the strongest fan, but I was like honestly because of cheerleading, like a lot of people that I cheered with, like with cheerleading, it was all popular music. Anything that was like pretty much popular, everyone was like listening to.
I like how you said you didn't want to talk about cheerleading, and then we immediately talk about cheerleading.
Camera's rolling.
But you know what? Hey, I always said it. For context, I had to explain.
I know. Just fucking with you.
That was like night 4 or 5 of it. Where I didn't see you. I only saw you in the bar.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The club forum club.
Yeah.
Forum Club. Yeah.
Forum club.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't
was
see you in the
eating
seats. Yeah.
Good perk
Fuck
there.
the seats, seats? You want me to sit down?
We always have
All
the
that
cake
catering?
there,
Yeah,
and I
all
was
that-
like, who's
Who's
the
coming
first
to the
asshole who
concert?
takes the cake? Like,
Takes a slice out of it and comes to a concert.
Yeah.
And wants some cake.
Yeah, who comes to a concert wanting cake? Food, like the food, I understand. Sometimes you
like
want
cake.
You want a little slider?
Yeah.
Why not?
It was wild, man. And you were there with Toby too. We were just talking about Toby Morris.
Toby, yeah.
H2O and his podcast. What's it called? One Life to Live?
One Life, One Chance.
One Life, One Chance.
We got it. One Life to Live is a soap opera.
I don't know why I know that.
One Life to Live? Yeah, I love it.
I like that you knew it was a soap opera. Though. It was just
Yeah,
in my head.
I know. Everyone's got a grandma.
True.
so you and him and Derek seem to be pretty tight now, right?
Yeah. We've been tight for a while. I think we got cool. It was crazy. It was kind of crazy where the way Toby found me. So the producer of his podcast saw me on Fighter and the Kid, and he was like, "Yo, you got to check out this comedian. He wears like hardcore shirts, and he's dope. He's got Fugazi shirts and all this shit." And Toby's like a big Fugazi, Minor Threat, like that whole DC punk scene. And so I think one time he like messaged me, or he commented on a photo of mine. I was wearing like a Circle Jerks shirt, and then I was like, Toby Morris? I was like, no way. And then so I went to. So whenever someone would follow me on Instagram that had like the blue check mark or whatever, and I was like, because sometimes people make fan pages, because sometimes people don't have Instagram, And so I went just to make went to Google just to make sure it was actually his, and I was like, okay, I'll follow back. Yeah. And then we just started chopping it up, and then him and Derek, because Derek was out here. We met during like when things were opening,
right?
Like things weren't like there was like restrictions to things being open, like comedians, we were still doing like outdoor shows, not too many like indoor stuff. And so, and then they came and saw me perform at an outdoor venue called Jam in the Van, which is out in like Santa Monica.
Okay.
So Jam in the Van, they do...
I think I remember seeing that. I think I remember seeing you post about that. And
Yeah.
even like a couple other friends of ours that are comedians and stuff. I mean,
Yes.
I saw Jeremiah Watkins. You just did a funny skit with Spider-Man on
Oh,
yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I went to Juilliard, so I know that's why you have me here.
That's exactly
Talk about my time at Juilliard. And I'm ready to talk about it.
All right, yeah. Well, you came to the right place.
Jam in the Van. They came through and then literally just been kicking with them ever since. And like we found out that we live like 10 minutes away from each other, and then We just homies, man.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I don't have any tour dates, like I'll go on the road with H2O, like and just kind of hang and kick. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. I know you ran into my singer Matt
at
the Pennywise show there at the Garden Grove. Garden Amphitheater is what they call it. Or
Garden
Amp.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Yeah, because that was when Pennywise was doing like every album.
Yeah,
They did it 5 nights or something like that. Yeah.
That's a cool little venue though. I went and saw.
I like that.
They're getting some good punk there too, and some old hip hop too, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, they just had KRS-One.
Yeah, did they? Oh, I would have checked that out.
That's what they just. Yeah, it was packed.
Dude, I don't.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. Toby went. He's a big hip hop head.
I do like that they do live too. So if there's bands that are playing there, like if you go on, I follow their Instagram, and they'll actually just show the show too, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah, but I know they have a hard out.
Oh, it's because it's that local.
Yeah, because it's like in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's outside. There's housing around. There's a college attached to it. It's a performing arts college, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to go if you go again. There's an Elvis bar, like literally a block away in the down Main Street, and Ash from New Year's Day. That's her spot that she hits up. That's what she was trying to tell you that we. So I think we should hit that up. It's so
definitely hit her up.
You guys big Elvis fans?
Not really. Did you like the new? I like the new movie though.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it
because I heard how long it was.
It's like
When I heard that, I was like, you guys couldn't get done quicker.
I mean, we all know the story of Elvis, right?
Yeah. That's how I feel about like docuseries.
Yeah.
I go, why'd you give me all those episodes?
When you know the answer.
I'm like, you could have just, because then they just throw out shit that they just want to throw out.
And some of it, it's like you don't really know. It's like someone told that story, in this case, 60 years ago?
Yeah.
And someone's running with it and recreating that scene that did or didn't exist. And now they're putting it in the movie as if it's a factual thing.
Exactly.
Is that really how it went down?
That's what I'm saying. Some of the stuff they like fabricate.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And they have to because not everything is that exciting and you want to.
Exactly. Like, some people kind of just have regular stories.
No shit.
Right? You know what I mean?
Go figure.
They're like, nah, man, I had a good time. Great fun. Loved it.
Life is great.
That's great.
I sang some songs. And chicks chased me everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a fantastic time.
Yeah, it's cool. I know, it's funny. I was watching. What is it? The docu-series I was watching about. Did you guys know that one about the Waco, Texas?
Oh, that's so good. I had no idea.
Did you see the shootout they had?
Dude,
that's the one I watched.
You're a little younger than me, but do you remember that when you were younger?
That was what, 95?
Yeah, something like
that.
So I remember it as
only
a
8.
thing. So I'm 41. What are you?
36.
Okay, yeah. So I was a little older, and I remember my grandma and my mom watching on the news, and I was like, so Waco has always been in my head, but I always knew it was cult-based, but I never knew that shootout, dude. That was insane.
The shootout
you haven't
was
seen
insane.
I saw not the docu-series,
But you know
the one that's about that, but that has like real actors in it and stuff.
Okay.
I saw that one.
Yeah, you gotta watch the real one. Did you like it?
It was crazy.
Well, not like it's a weird term.
Yeah.
Did you like how they
did you have any ideas?
Yeah, right. No, that shit was wild, man. I was like, what?
I mean, the fact that they held out.
That was the craziest thing, and then the way they basically had bulldozed them down.
It's insane. Go watch.
It was like a whole commune.
Yeah. No.
We're not spoiling anything, so.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about 95. Someone's probably like, oh, fuck, why'd they do that?
I was trying to get to the end.
Right.
Blew it. Now, anyone watching that doesn't watch this lowbrow shit.
Right? Oh, no. I mean, that's because I just started getting into this shit, with like watching these docuseries, where all these like cults and just people doing shit. I go,
is that your thing though? Because I feel like everybody
hell
has their
no, it's not my thing. Someone suggested it.
It's my wife's thing. She watches all the true crime, all the getting away with it, all the cult stuff, everything.
Dude,
and it
all
freaks
of it
me
is
out.
like
She watches it to go to sleep to, and I'm like, she's gonna kill me. She's absolutely gonna kill me and get away with it.
Or is that her outlet? Because I always do that with my wife, where I'm like, she watches like the Real Housewives and all that stuff. And we have like, we hang out with these guys. We have like a couple couples we hang out with, families, and we have no drama at all. Like that's why we're in this like little.
That's
thing.
why you watch the Housewives.
I think she watches that to get her fill of drama.
Yeah,
like, hey,
she's
if
like,
that
what
fills,
is drama like?
Yeah.
Okay. Just watch
It
that.
looks like it could be fun sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all set on that.
Yeah.
But no, I just started getting into these like true crime docs.
What about Outcast? Have you watched that yet?
Nuh-uh.
Which one's Outcast?
It's kind of like Alone or Survivor.
Oh, I love that. I love Alone.
So if you like Alone, it gets drama though. So what they do is they break into groups and they have 4 colonies, and it's a game show of survival to see who can survive the longest. But it gets dark, dude. It's like the worst.
I love the
of
shit that
humanity.
white people create.
Why you gotta bring up the white people?
Because I know exactly who created that show. I know it wasn't any of us. I know. Respectfully,
I gotta Google it right now.
I know, right?
So I'd love to call you.
I know, right? Yeah, the guy that looks like me. Man, if that happened, my mind would just fucking blow up. I'm like, what?
It'd be like the Dave Chappelle thing with the Clayton Bigsby.
Oh yeah, when they find out he's black. Yeah.
I rewatched that recently. I'm like,
wasn't that, dude?
It was so,
wasn't that crazy for 2004?
Oh my! When you rewatch it now, like the social hindsight that we have now and everything, but like it was like 2004. To your point, this is almost 20 years ago.
Were you in high school?
No, I was just out. I remember watching it on the bus
what?
the first time we got it on DVD. I would have graduated in 2003.
2003. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking. I just went to Hawaii and they were talking about Tropic Thunder was filmed there, and I was like, "That's another movie that you couldn't do anymore."
I think you could still do it. I think you could still do it. You just
could
have to
probably pull it off.
You got to figure it.
Depends who does it.
Wait.
It's who
why
does
are
it.
we
Yeah,
the
right.
ones talking about?
Like,
it?
what do you think?
What do you think? We got a comedian over here who actually
I
lives
was watching you guys like piece this together and like, oh, wait, shucks. They're really trying to figure it out. I was like, it's amazing.
Now, what can you get? Let's get into that. What are the lines?
Honestly, I think you can get away with anything.
Good. I like
Honestly, because it's like, that's how you sell it. Like, there's people that go up with dog shit, and there's people that go up with the intentions to like want to rile people up, where you just kind of like, you can see that, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even me, at times, I'm like, okay,
like
I was like, I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to like, you're upset about the people that get really offended, so you want to do the craziest thing instead of just like letting it flow and be organic. And a lot of times it's all in like your context, like, and if you have your individual point of view, I think a lot of times, I think you can get away with anything. And also, when you really think about it, like, it's just online that's really loud.
But it's always the people who
that's a great point.
are pissed for somebody else, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's not even you.
That's another
People
thing
who
too.
just he's absolutely right. It was what we just talked about with the Hollywood and Dead guys. Like everyone just feels like they go online and it's their entertainment is to talk shit and try to get people canceled. It's their form of entertainment at this point. So you just got to realize
You gotta just take it. You gotta just take that for what it is.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Like, yeah, it's just like I don't think anyone should ever like, truly like just like be so upset about it, because like when you put your phone down, it doesn't exist.
No,
yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you're not looking at your phone or whatever platform it's on, then it doesn't really. Now unless you do something crazy. But if you like on some fucking, there's levels to this, So like I think a lot of times you gotta just take that for what it is. It's like, okay, they're gonna do that, but I'm still gonna do.
And when you're in those apps, any of the social media apps, it feels like it's where everyone is. But then you actually do any research. I mean, like for Twitter alone, last I heard, it's probably more now, but last I heard probably a couple of years ago, there's only 20 million. Now I say only. There's only 20 million users at a time on there in America.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's a very small percentage. It's not.
When you think about it, it's a very
not
small.
everyone, and not everyone cares. And then
It's a certain person like that on it. We're on Twitter.
Exactly.
Also
on Twitter for the show.
But I'm just saying you're.
No, and also like if you think about it, like I don't know what percentage I would give it, but like if you really think about social media, there's a lot of great things to it. Like I've been able to do a lot of dope things. Like people find out about my shows, all this shit. But like when it gets to a weird point, it's kind of dead air. Like that's how I look at it. Like when something's weird on there, I go, this is kind of dead air, really. You kind of just gotta like leave it where it is. And
so when you're approaching this, I don't mean to cut you off, but it begs a question here. When you're approaching, are you conscious of any of this when you're creating material, or are you just going and like if it happens to offend somebody?
No, because I know why I'm doing it.
Okay, cool.
Like that's like if you know why you're doing it, then yeah, like if you know your intention is just to make funny, then yeah, like I don't know. I think it's weird whenever someone tries to call someone out for some shit. I get it. There's levels to it, but on some shit that's like the art of comedy. Like when you think about it, the art of comedy, the art.
Yeah.
The art. And meanwhile, like if you take something like certain movies, that have like come out or whatever, like you don't see people kind of. It's like, well, that like I'm doing what they did, but I'm just doing it this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I basically wrote a 45 to 50 minute movie, but I'm talking it, and there's no visuals, like there's no like scenes. It's just me talking it. So that's how you have to take comedy the way you would take a movie. You know what I mean? That's how I think of it.
Well, yeah, it makes perfect sense too, and it's all entertainment, right? I mean, that's
It's all entertainment.
Why I don't understand why people get. Again, we're talking about the small percentage now.
Yeah, it's a small
But
percentage.
it's a small percentage. But like, what are you getting upset about? It's entertainment. It's like
You
getting mad at art or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like a piece of a painting.
I get why. I get why people get mad. Like I think there's a lot of things. One thing I've kind of understood, I read so many damn self-help books, is a lot of times when you don't do any, and I don't mean this to like diss these people, but a lot of times when you don't do any type of reflection on yourself, you kind of just go after others. You know what I mean? And so so like I think whenever I see that kind of I have more empathy than anything, because I'm like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Of course, why wouldn't you? Like if you don't do anything to where you can find, that inner peace for yourself, because think about it, if you had inner peace, then none of that noise would really matter to you.
Not.
You know what I mean? Like it would just kind of just be dead air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times people we're fighting so much, but yeah, when you're online constantly, you see so much, and there's so many things that make you mad that you don't necessarily have control over, and so you kind of just attack everything else. You know what I mean? Because like think about it, those people that attack that, there's other things they attack.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a joke.
They're just haters in general.
Yeah. And it's just like so I always get it. So I never like whenever people, I think early on I kind of was just like, what the fuck are these people doing? But then I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's all about confidence in yourself of what you can just let roll off. Or
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, I don't got time for that.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of just like let it roll, like
Yeah, and to your point earlier, when you just set your phone down, like set your phone down for a week and realize how much that is insignificant, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it doesn't even exist.
And also, like another thing why I don't get mad is I'm like, these people don't know who I am. When you really think about it, like you know a thing about me.
Yeah.
You know these things that I do.
What I put out there.
Yeah, you know what I put out there, but you don't like
it's so true.
like. The only way you can truly know a person, you can never know a person through your phone. You can never do that.
No.
It's like
gotta be
really
sex, right?
Yeah, sex. So you gotta have sex with everybody. It's like nearly impossible to like someone you've never. That's why that catfish shit cracks me up. I'm like, man, you guys have been talking through a phone.
Dude,
I go, how
guess
do
if
you
you're
know?
not, if you don't have a person like a life or whatever. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
That's where you
That's
get
all
all like
they
the
need.
empathy.
You see where I'm going though? Like that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't secretly know, and there's like I just don't want to believe it because I have a connection with this and I don't want to.
Yeah. That's why I just spend more time reading self-help books so I don't do that.
Now, do you actually read or do you listen?
Nah, I read. I can't do the listen shit.
I do the
I'll
listen.
fucking fall asleep.
Oh, dude, I'm the opposite.
Really? You fall asleep
Yeah.
to listening?
Oh my god, if I'm listening, I'm like.
See,
There's just no way.
This is what I've been talking about for like the last couple of years with like this little
But you gotta
friends.
listen.
That's the only way I mean, it's not the only way I retain the information.
Yeah.
It's the best way. If I read, it'll take me forever to read a book because I zone out and I just read and zone out and I go, wait, what did I just read? And I got to go back and reread a paragraph 3 or 4 times.
Oh, so I basically trained myself to be a better reader by doing that.
Yeah.
How often do you read?
Every morning.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Every morning I wake up, go to Starbucks. I'm a regular person. More than people actually probably give me credit for. Like if they did a day in the life of me, they'd be like,
Well, I just
can't
don't
figure this
read
out.
it. It's more about the
Yeah,
reading.
that seems extraordinary to me. So.
They're like, it fucking, like it's like
I wake up and have a
Eat
cup
True
of
Hollywood or something like that. And they're like trying to figure out, oh, what do you do on a daily basis? They'd be bored.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't fucking.
Well, how do you write it? So I know this is a silly thing. And let me specify. Is it not?
No, because everyone writes differently.
Okay, because I was saying you don't. Because some people sit, and to me, as a stand-up, I feel like you're pulling off life. So like yours seems like it's more about pulling off life. So you're not gonna sit and be like, what am I gonna write about? Or do you?
No.
Or is it like
It's a lot of thoughts.
I gotta write this shit down.
No, it's just thoughts. Like usually I'll just have like a thought and I'll just go say it.
Oh really?
If I write it down, usually it's just a thought. I'll write down the thought
You just riff off of it.
and then I'll say that thought on stage. But the tricky part is like when you, like at times, and I just like kind of figure this out like about myself because I've been watching a lot of my sets.
Okay.
And I go, why did that thought not hit the way like it, like, and a lot of times I'm like, oh, I'm saying it too fast. You know, so like when you try a new joke, you gotta say it slower. Because when you say it slower, then you start to hear it, and then you find other things. So that's one thing I like realize about myself, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there are times I'll just like roll through a damn joke, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't even get to do what I actually wanted to do, so I had to like slow it down.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you get to practice a little bit more. Congratulations on
Regular comedy store.
Yeah.
So that's gotta be better, right? For your just craft and everything? Or?
Yeah, of course. You know, like I think the one thing that's cool about the Comedy Store is that yeah, you do have the opportunity to be a little bit more free when it comes to that stuff, and you know, you don't have to always like, yeah, if you try something that might bomb, but also like, I don't know. I think it's just cool to try it. You get to try it out in front of dope crowds every night or whatever.
What does that mean? So I've seen some of you guys get it. Do you have a certain X amount of nights you have to be there, or X amount of, like, what does that mean?
So like the whole process to like become a paid regular. So yeah, there is a process to it. So usually what happens is you start off doing like, you sign up for the Mondays at the potluck, you try to get on. They only pick, so many people sign up, but they only pick 12 people to perform on that Monday night. You get 3 minutes, and this is in front of the talent director, right? Or talent coordinator, whatever the hell they call those things. Booker, yeah.
Okay.
All right, talent coordinator, Booker, yeah.
That's
And
it.
so the,
Yeah.
I know, right? I was like, what is it called? But basically, they sit there and they try to, you know, find people that they think is, you know, within that's 3 minutes. And 3 minutes is like a lot shorter than, but it makes you get, it makes you get to the point. You know
That
what
seems
I
like
mean?
the hardest part is staying precise and getting.
Yeah. Like 3 minutes is kind of tough, you know.
We were just trying to do ads and you kept running over the whole time. It's hard to squeeze in.
Yeah, it's
all those
yeah.
words into-
Yeah, you feel like you're like, oh wow, I've
Yeah.
been talking longer than I, you know. But so yeah, and there's times where so once you, I guess, do well on those that the potluck spots, then they move you up to development spots. And development spots is where they put you as a cold open on any of the shows that are happening at the Comedy Store during the week. But you got to call in, give your bells. Not you don't get them every time, but you know it just helps you basically develop your way into a paid regular. You know, so then once you develop your way up, and then they hold like a showcase, and the showcase is to like for people to eventually get past. You know, so it's like a pretty. It's
So you almost have to audition for it and all
Pretty
that.
much, yeah.
Because I did see it was the new class is coming in.
Yeah.
So you got a really good class.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
Saturday Night Live. It kind of reminded me of like, oh, here's the new.
Yeah. And then you get your name painted on the wall there, which is like a big thing as a comic to have that, because your name's up there with like Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, you know, Eddie Murphy, you know, Cedric the Entertainer, just like so many, Joe Rogan's up there, like so many people that you could think of. It goes as far as back as like, you know, like I said, like Pryor, Letterman, Leno, you know.
Is there any comedians that now that you haven't crossed paths with yet that you'd like to cross paths?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
That'd be cool.
Eddie Murphy.
Say it again.
Eddie Murphy's probably. Oh, and Daniel Tosh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big Daniel Tosh fan.
I loved him when Tosh Bodo first came out. I was like the biggest fan of that show, and then I started watching some of his stand up.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And it's
he's pretty ruthless.
He's ruthless, man. I love that. He had one in Orange County, and he was just bagging on Orange County the whole time.
Oh, really?
Was hilarious.
He's so funny. He's really funny. Yeah, what I like about him is he's kind of quiet in his own world and kind of just does what he does, and he's not like of the scene, which is kind of like how I like to be. Like I'm one of those ones that like I'll get on stage and I'll pretty much leave right after I'm done performing, and I'll get there a little bit before I have to go up, and then once I'm done, I pretty much.
See, this is a good transition right here. So the topic that we were going to bring up that we haven't even got to yet was the difference between as like myself, a musician, yourself as a comedian.
But you're also doing both now with
we haven't get to
that. Not yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting, and then that ties in with that scene you're talking about, because I don't think a lot of people. I before you even said it makes sense. But I would never thought of there being a comedy scene among the performers. But when you describe it, I could actually picture like the guys who maybe after a set at the Comedy Store, they go back and have some drinks and hang out there all night and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, which I could see.
For
fun too. But
for sure.
It's
even genres of comedy. I mean, you guys.
Yeah.
Rick Glassman is totally different than what your comedy
For sure,
is. And
for
you
sure.
got different.
Well, I don't even mean the art that these guys are putting out. I mean the what's
back.
going on. What's going on behind? Like, I mean, what is that scene like I just described? Is that the scene you're talking about?
Yeah,
Or is there
pretty
something
much.
more
Like
to it?
in your kind of just it's like it's different. I'm trying to think of like scene. It's just, almost in a sense like a music scene, but it's just comedy and it's just more so like individuals than it is bands.
Okay.
So I think there's this thing to it. Yeah, there's like people have their crew or not crew or like just kind of like their group of people that they like to hang out with or whatever. And
it's just like a job, right?
Yeah. And I kind of just, and I think for me, I've always just been more of a lone wolf in that type of sense. Like in everything that I've done, like with cheerleading, I was always the odd man out because I was just this punk rock cheerleader. Being growing up in Arizona and being in like the punk and hardcore scene, like I'm just like I'm the only black dude, one of fucking 3. You know what I mean? Just out there.
In the whole city.
Yeah, the whole state of Arizona. Yeah. So like I've always kind of like just been, and I don't think I wouldn't say outcast because I'm not an outcast. Like like I don't think I think it's just more just an individual. That's what I think.
And you don't come off like cold about it, like, hey, I'm out here.
No.
You're still cool, but it's like,
I'll talk to anybody for sure. But a lot of times I enjoy going home. I enjoy that time where, because like I was just on stage. I just made a group of people laugh. Some of these people know who I am. Some of these people are fans, and like that's a moment. But I feel like when I'm off stage or when I'm like that's when I'm just 100% Shapel Lacey. Like the purest form of me is the person that's driving home to get ready for bed just like anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, see, that brings me to another question on that and the touring life. Like you're describing like when you are going to the Comedy Store and going home, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like when you take your show on the road for like out of state for a while and do that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So on the road, like I'm pretty much the same.
Just get out, go back to the hotel.
Yeah. No, I don't get out of there. The road shows, I'll actually like take the time to like actually meet and take pictures with people that want to take pictures and say hi to me or whatever. Like I'll do that, but yeah, for the most part, on the road, I just love going back to my hotel and like reflecting. And usually like whoever I bring on the road with me, like it's usually someone that we can sit there and just talk about what we just did and like reflect on that and like I could have said
going
this.
over tape on sports or something. Right?
Yeah, for sure. So and that's like fun to me.
Yeah.
Especially because like we're doing so many shows over the weekend. Like we were doing 3 nights, 5 shows, 3 nights. So 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. So it's like fun. It's a fun like thing to do to me. But yeah, I don't really like to go out. And hey, dudes, stop asking me to like fucking go to the bar with you. These dudes, I don't get it. I don't know what it is, but like dudes will be like, hey man, come on, like you know what? Let's hang out after this. I go, what?
Why?
Why?
Well, that's right.
I understand for your perspective why you would say why you don't drink, but for me, I'm like, let's go have a beer. That was fun.
Are you really looking for new friends?
Listen. Okay.
They're not all hitting on you, all right?
I'm not saying they're hitting on me, but it's just like every time they just want to like, and I go, you know what I just did for 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Comedy. You know what I want to do now? I just want to sit down, go home.
Yeah. I guess.
I just want to go back to my hotel room.
Yeah. Do you find that's interesting though that you do it? You have that off switch because see, I wanted to bring up the comparisons here. For me, when I get off stage, it takes me a while to bring that back down.
For sure.
I can't just turn it off.
Is it the same for music for you as comedy when you get off stage?
Music's different. Music's like I don't know. I mean, yeah, being a front man, like I just, and I'm pretty aggressive with it. But I think, no, that's easy too. Yeah. I do the same thing, reflect.
Really?
Yeah.
You just bail right after and you're just like.
Oh, no, I'll kind of stick around a little bit.
For that,
but like, once I really feel like, this is a perfect exit.
Well, Irish goodbye.
Well, Irish goodbye. And they know. Everybody knows. Everybody, like anyone that knows me understands. Like, he'll sneak out at some point in time. But with the music stuff, it's really fun. And so my band, there's 3 of us that are comedians. So
3 of you. I
knew
3
of us.
That was the drummer, right?
Yeah, Joel and then the bass player Ryan.
Oh.
Which he'll be opening for me tonight.
Oh, okay.
In the rec room. So we're funny because we don't know we know what we're doing, we know what we want to play, and we know like the songs that we write, and we know what's up with that. And then anything after that, we kind of just whatever people say is what people say, but we enjoy what this is, and we actually get like a pretty good response, which catches us off guard a lot of times.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to think. As a comedian, like when you go up and do like some of these smaller gigs, and you're just going to like these open mics, you just kind of. So I think that's our mentality, is like we have like a comedian mentality, but we're playing instruments.
Well, how do you mean you go up to? How is it different? You can be more specific. Like with the. You're saying when you go up to open mics, are you feeling like
bomb
more,
or you're
unknown?
Yeah. Like we don't know.
More fear there than.
No, there's no fear.
Okay.
When it comes to music, we just don't have any fear because we're.
But there is in comedy though.
Because like eventually you kind of get over. You have to be okay with bombing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing with comedy, because that's the only way you can learn. Because if you're not okay with it, then you don't learn anything.
That makes sense because it'd be different.
Does that make sense?
Because if I went out, it makes sense, and it's similar yet different. If that makes sense, it's when you bomb it on a music night, right? Like you still learn from it. And you're like, oh shit, that can never happen again. But it's definitely like, oh my god, like that feels like, because it's something that you're so used to doing, and like just for me, I can only speak for myself personally. But like if I fuck up some like 3 or 4 bass parts in a set, I'd have to think about that for a while, and then be like, fuck, I gotta fix that up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's the thing with it. Like even if I'm like,
which never happens, by the way.
100% good all the time. No, but even like with comedy, like if I messed up a word that I just couldn't get out, I'm like, what the hell? What did it? Like I find a way to like, for the next night or whatever to like just slow that part down. But I think for us with music, we just don't have people will react how they react. We'll just like, we're gonna play. And
you're gonna do it. You're gonna get through the set anyway.
Yeah, we practice really fucking hard.
Yeah. Do you guys when you practice like you perform?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's just because like a comedy. Because when you go tell a joke, you're not gonna tell it
half-assed.
Yeah, you're not gonna tell it like half-assed. You're not gonna like go through the motions of what it is. Like you're gonna.
That's an interesting topic though too. Like I know for music, for me, and a lot of other musicians I've talked to, the moment that you think about what you're doing on the stage is the moment that you fuck up. Yeah, it's like second nature. Whereas I got to imagine that this one I don't have any insight on, but in comedy you got to be on.
You got to be thinking about. Yeah, you got to think about. Yeah, because Because you have to. Yeah, that's the
There's
thing with
no
comedy.
phoning it
Yeah,
in. You can't just go. I'm gonna put this one on autopilot today.
Yeah, because because with comedy, there's so many things that happens. Like you'll get someone that'll heckle.
And you gotta vibe off that.
And you gotta you gotta be in the moment and understand, and also get back to where you were before you were interrupted. Mm-hmm. You know,
was that hard the first time you were heckled, or did you just? How'd you do the first time?
Yeah, the whole crowd was just booing me.
Really?
They were cussing at me. Yeah, it was my fourth time ever getting on stage.
And everyone booed you?
Oh, they were booing.
How old were you?
How old was I?
Was it justified?
Yeah, I was good. Yeah.
But you were that bad though to get a boo?
Well, okay. So this is what happened.
I'm a pretty polite guy.
Yeah,
Someone's up there. I'm not.
You just kind of do that. Ooh,
Okay, this is what happened.
He's gonna look at your buddies you with. He's like, this guy's not.
Yeah. So my buddies set me up with this show. This was back home in Arizona. My buddies had set me up with this gig. They're like, "Yo, we got these bands playing. You want to do comedy on the show? You know, just it'd be a good gig. A lot of people there. Like, you know, we think it'd be real fun for you." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do that." Yeah, you know, when I first started, I was just trying to get up where I could, and so so there was a bunch of bands, and then I thought I was going to open the show. No, the bands had played. And then there was a DJ that came. And there was a DJ that came on.
Don't do this. Don't do these.
And then I went on.
Don't do this, promoters. Don't do this. That is so mean.
It's like the worst placement of a comedian.
So the DJ's going. So now it's like people are like kind of dancing and then
they're all like, "Where's the music?"
The music stopped. Meanwhile,
and here comes Shapel Lacey.
Meanwhile, the DJ didn't even announce my name.
Awesome. So they thought this guy just walked up.
He was just like, "You're up," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And as soon as I grabbed the microphone, like as soon as I went to take it off the microphone stand, I knew this is.
That's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's a lineup.
But also, if I could have played with it and had fun with it, I think and actually been in a moment and thought about what I was doing up there. Then, like,
I know you guys are feeling the vibes on the dance floor right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was.
Well, you know that I always.
My adopted parents were there. Yeah. They're like super Christians.
Were they booing too?
No. They were just looking at me like, because I was cussing out the crowd.
So you got pissed.
Oh yeah, I was telling the whole crowd suck my dick. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there video footage?
No, I hope not. No, there's no footage. I was supposed to do like this interview after. They didn't even do the interview with me. I saw the guy. I was like, I see you, motherfucker. I was like, yeah, you owe me an interview, dog.
He's like, nah. I ain't talking to this guy.
The funniest part because when I think if this would have happened now, I would have, because I was, telling the crowd, I was like, suck my dick or whatever. And then one guy in the audience goes, man, your dick's the joke. And I was like,
damn, that was good.
I was like, damn.
Wish I had.
I was like, this guy's good. You want to take the mic? Dude, it was so funny. I remember it clearly. Like he was standing there with his arms crossed, and I was just, shouting that at the crowd as they're booing me. And he was like, man, your dick's the joke. And I was like, okay. All right.
Back to the giant.
All right, point to you. That was like my favorite moment was when he said that.
I've always thought though, like, in between like bands setting up, why wouldn't you have a comedian to like fill in that thing? But then I saw it backfired.
So I did it recently.
Did it go well? Because I saw Joey Diaz do it for Wheeler Walker, and everyone like stopped paying attention.
Sorry, I did it twice. So I did one where they were doing the changeover. And it was really bad.
Yeah, it's like, because it's really, a different mode, right?
Well, because like the changeover's happening and people are just like, there's so much distractions behind you.
And they're talking. And
that's the first time anyone can hear each other. So that's when they're going to start talking, using the restroom.
And then also you can hear the people that are doing the changeover, the production crew.
Right, yeah.
You can hear them. But I did one recently for the Ghost Inside.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Brooklyn Bowl.
Where?
In Las Vegas.
I haven't been to that venue.
Yeah. So real cool venue. So they asked me to do it, and I was a little weary because I was like, bro, these never work out,
Yeah.
But they didn't even know that they were setting me up for success. But basically, what they did, so they wanted me to like just host it, and so I would do like 5 minutes in between each band, and then announce the band, and the band would come up. And so I was thinking, just Chappelle, they're paying you pretty good. Just
take the check.
Yeah. I was like, just fight through it. I like these dudes. I love them.
Shout out to Andy.
Yeah. Shout out to
Andrew.
Shout out to Andrew. And so basically, they had it like this. So they were like, okay, they already had the one band's shit already set up. And so the lights went out, and then I walk on stage. And it set me up for that because they were like, all right, now for Shapel Lacey, gave me a whole introduction. The crowd was like, yeah. They were all up front, nice. Paying attention. I was doing the jokes, bring up the next band. It was like perfect. So I never had to do it when they would do the changeover and then I would go in.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
so
right
after the changeover,
they promoters.
Yeah, so they basically brought me up as if I was a band. So the changeover would happen, then the lights would go out, and then the spotlight would hit the stage, and then I'd walk up.
So it's more about the timing, not the crowd. You're thinking about how you do it.
Yeah, it's not the crowd. It's because the crowd will fuck with it. It's just how you set up the comedian.
Interesting. Bobcat Goldthwait opened for Nirvana.
Yeah, he used to. Yeah,
and he said it was the worst in an interview I saw. That he said it was the worst. He hated it.
Oh, really?
But I would love to just pick his brain about.
Yeah, I think there's just a specific way to do it.
That's interesting.
And people and everyone, they had me on they had me on the flyer. They had my name on the flyer and everything. So
everyone's expecting it too.
Yeah.
We're like, what is this? And they go, oh, so they
exactly. So it was really, that's what made it really dope.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Punk and Drublic had it. They had a comedy stage at the Huntington one.
Sometimes
and it was slightly separated, so it worked. They would do in between, but you.
I did a festival. They used to call it Rock on the Range, but it's Sonic Temple now.
Oh,
that's the one we're about to do.
Are you about to go do that one?
Yeah.
This month or in May?
May, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I did that one.
That used to be Rock on the Range. I love how he knows that, and I'm the one playing it. And I didn't know it was the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was a new festival. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Rock on the Range. No. Sonic Temple's been around, but I did it in 2019, and they had a comedy tent, and I remember Henry Rollins was on the lineup, and I'm a big Henry Rollins fan, and so I was kind of nervous because I was like, what did I? Sometimes as a comedian, you're like, what did I sign up for? But we're so funny because like I said, we'll perform anywhere. We'll do
stage time.
Yeah. We're like, what? Yeah. There's a stage, microphone, cool, I'll do it. And so, but Rollins was like, he's like, there's gonna be a lot of people in there. He goes, watch, you'll see. He goes,
he told you this before.
Yeah, he told me. He goes, people get, tired of the distortion, so they want a time to like just sit down. So literally, I walked in that tent and they almost didn't let me in, but I was like, I'm a comedian because the fire marshals were like, it's too packed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was really, really good.
I wonder if they have that tent set up at any of the festivals I'm doing. I'd like to go check it out.
Dude, I want more music comedy combination festivals, dude. And just for that example.
Yeah. Just if you just set it up like that, like there's a way to make it happen, and people do appreciate it. Like I went up there and they had me do 20 minutes or whatever, and it was so much fun.
Well, especially at a festival, there's so many times where you're like, hey, I'm not really into this band. I want to go check out, and just like you jump other things, you get a break and go watch some comedy.
Because that festival, they do that festival in May. So yeah. And so like May in the Midwest, like it's hot. It's not humid, but it is pretty hot.
Oh yeah.
So
how do they keep it cool in that tent though?
They didn't.
I was gonna say. I mean, that sounds like it'd be even hotter.
Yeah, I was fine. I was fine. But like, the people that were just out there, I'm like, ooh, goddamn. But I see why they came in to like sit down. It was so bad.
I
think they said it was 1,500 people that were in there. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's as good.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, that's real solid.
So when Henry tells you this, Henry Rollins. Had you had any interaction with him before? Was that festival?
I met him in like 2012, but like that was on some super fan. I went to go see him speak, and that's when I had met him.
Yeah, I saw.
But it wasn't like we didn't have like a rapport. I was just like,
okay. I wasn't sure if there was.
Yeah, I was like, can I get a picture with you, Henry Rollins? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, whatever you want. And I was like, okay.
We actually saw him on the road. Jimmy was still with us because he went with me. We had a day off, and he was playing somewhere or doing his spoken word somewhere in Ohio. We got a chance to actually see it because it just happened to be we were in the same city at the same time, and had a night off, and we like hit up the promoters. We're like, you got to get us into this.
Yeah. Dude, he goes deep.
Yeah, man.
He goes deep, and his level of intelligence. I mean, he's a guy that reads, and he just is. He's like a researcher.
What does that say about someone who doesn't read?
He reads. shades, looking at all
Looking
cameras.
at all the cameras. I like it.
No, yeah. So it's actually really cool, like doing that kind of stuff. I enjoy that stuff, you know.
When you're traveling on the road, like when you're doing like festivals, and maybe you probably do some clubs around there to like kind of route it right.
Yeah.
Are you predominantly driving yourself on these road tours?
I mean, it's rare that I fly. So like with the clubs, all the clubs are weekends. Mm-hmm. So I fly in Thursday. Like I get in Thursday afternoon, do shows Thursday through Saturday, and then I fly home Sunday.
Okay.
It's easy.
Do you have an agent or do you do it yourself?
Yeah, I have touring agents and stuff like that. So.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's something that's a little different too, because I wasn't sure if like even music we try to load it on the weekends as much as we can, but economically you're traveling in a bus all over the place. You're gonna play probably 3-4 shows a week.
Yeah,
and you can't have them all back to back. Because you got to travel to them and everything like
that.
Yeah,
I think when comedians start to get to like theater level, and like do the theater tours and stuff like that, and like above, like I'm pretty sure like guys like Fluffy has a tour bus.
No.
You know what I mean? He's doing arenas, so it's like
So
that's Joe Coy, Bert Kreischer, a lot of these guys they have tour buses because it's like, because they're doing shows the way a band would,
right?
Because they're that big, so
Okay, so so there's levels to it. On the traveling side.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like if a comedian does a road date on a weeknight, it's usually just a one-nighter. Mm-hmm. Like a Wednesday.
Right. That'd be something you do like at the paid regular stuff or something like that.
No, if I had to, if I had a gig in, like Texas, I was doing a club in Texas, and I'm just doing a one-nighter. Well, they're going to do the one-nighter during the week. Mm-hmm. Whereas like the weekends is like for the headliners that's doing a full
promotion.
Full promotion, yeah.
Okay.
But like one-nighters are good to start off with, like because it kind of helps you become grows you into a ticket seller as well. Because you kind of just like getting it, and it helps you get in with the club. And
I saw you in Brea here.
Brea, yeah. So like Brea's a big room. I'm not ready for Brea. That's a weekend yet. That's a big room. That's a big room.
Brea Improv.
It's just like everybody.
I think I saw Brad there.
Yeah, well, that's his home one too. That's a fun place to see Brad.
Brad Williams.
Yeah.
He does that one a lot. Yeah. A lot of us LA comics, we love doing Brea.
Nice.
Brea, and then there's Irvine. That's
Irvine. The Irvine one's where I go mostly because it's still Orange County.
I just hate how they did this. They do that side thing now. I know it's to squeeze more people in.
Oh yeah, the sitting instead of like looking at the stage like that.
Instead of
so you're looking at the stage like this.
Yeah. That's cheap Sam though.
Yeah.
If you want to spend the money, you could look straight on the stage.
Let's get close.
It's just like
he's like taking his wife out for a date now. He's like, hey baby, you got to turn your head like this.
Yeah, turn your head.
Well, so I go to shows too with you. Like, so I like to get in the. I think you're this type too. Do you like to get in the crowds at shows, or do you just sit in the back?
What do you mean?
Like a concert. I'm moving to concerts.
Oh, concerts, yeah.
Because this guy's like, I gotta stay back here, and I was like, oh no, let's get in. I was like, okay.
It depends on the band.
I think
it depends on the band.
No, it depends on the band. Also depends on the band.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on the band. Like, I mean, I guess the one so more recently that I always get in the pit for is probably Turnstile.
So we were just talking about. I was like, dude, you guys should check it. Dude, they are rad.
Rad, yeah. That's one I get in the pit for. But like Madball, I'll sit back. I'm staying back here. No, I would get.
I'm just too pretty to get.
I know, man.
At this point in my life.
I mean, those are those hardcore shows. You just.
Yeah, and I'm a little guy. What do you want from me?
How was the crowd at your show?
I'll stand on your shoulders.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So we were talking about going to Costa Mesa. You guys play with a Tsunami Bomb, which was like.
Oh, Tsunami Bomb with Death by Stereo. Yeah.
And
That was
Death
really
by Stereo was on it too?
Mm-hmm.
That's a throwback for me, dude.
Yeah.
Me too. My buddy used to play guitar for Tsunami Bomb, and I put it on. I was like, fuck, I forgot about all these tracks.
Wait, Tsunami Bomb's from Orange County, aren't they? No.
I don't.
You used to play shows with them.
Yeah, we did. We did several shows with them. And we met them on Warped Tour. We did shows with Death by Stereo.
Yeah.
We did at the Ventura Theater.
Yeah.
We've both of those guys. Efren, I ran into him.
Efren, yeah, he's
I ran
great.
into him when we were, I can't remember which, it was either Nightmare or Hail to the King. I was driving on the 405 to go to the studio that day, and I look over, and there's fucking Efren with his window down, just like cruising with his mullet going crazy. And I look over, and well, it's fucking Efren. And then like, we're like, hey! We're on the 405, I'll go to the studio. He's just whacked out, you know?
Dude, that was a really fun show for us. That was, I think, because we play a lot of shows where we can't hear ourselves. So
you don't have the in-ear molds yet?
No. I don't think we have that.
You're rocking it old school off the wedges?
Yeah, well, sometimes we'll play. So everyone has the program skate shop and record store that's in Fullerton, and so they do a lot of shows there, a lot of shows, and so we play there a lot, but they don't have like a like a full on sound, like no one's set up, no one's mic'd up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we're doing a lot of shows where we don't get mic'd up. So which is I mean cool.
That's fun. That's fun. That's old.
And so when we are mic'd up,
let's go play the high school party. In the
exactly. Yeah. So when we are mic'd up, we're like, whoa.
Fantastic.
Right. Oh, dude, I'm like, damn,
we could actually listen back to this one.
Yeah, right. It's so funny too because we just don't know. And then, but we, I mean, for the most part, we do get a pretty good response, you know, from people. And maybe that's just because we don't care how people respond. So we kind of just like, I mean, I've always just said like, hey, we're gonna perform no matter what. Like, if someone's not moving, then that's their fucking doing. We're gonna move, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so you kind of.
How many songs you guys got now, or? Because you put out an EP, right? But,
so that we have released, I think it's like 5 that are only released. But we're doing another EP, and then we're working on an album.
Right.
Yeah.
Full album, huh?
Yeah, full album.
Very cool. Where are you recording all this?
I'm the songwriter.
Yeah.
They call me the Noel Gallagher.
Oasis comes back up, doesn't it?
Yeah, come on. Always.
I went on your podcast, it came up. You came on my podcast, it came up. We talked on the phone, it came up.
Yeah, I know, right? So that first EP, in which I still don't understand those EPLPs or whatever. The first EP we did with Paul Miner at Buzz Bomb Studio out here in Orange County.
I know that.
Yeah. He used to be in Death by Stereo.
That's why I was like, why do I know that name?
Yeah. And so, and then these other songs that we're about to put out, we're doing with a buddy down El Segundo, and then the album we want to do with Paul. He doesn't know this yet, but we want. Hey, Paul. He's
not watching this, especially after I just got right. He's like off.
Off. Yeah, throws his computer. Right. So but we're pretty excited.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to hear.
I don't write all the songs, by the way.
That was just.
I've written a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because
guitar too, or
so I write the songs on the guitar, but I'm not that good of a guitar player. So I send them to my guitar players.
You're like, and make this sound.
Yeah. You know, and like they're like really good. So I'm like, I don't know. I just have this weird. Not saying I'm bad at guitar, but like I'm like they just make it sound,
clean it up a little.
They do something to it to where I'm like, why you got to do it that way?
Why you got to make it sound?
Yeah,
good?
why you got to make it sound good? You know. No, but me and my buddy Chase, one of the other guitar players, like he and I just go back and forth with like writing all the songs and stuff, and yeah.
Do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy the process of writing songs better than or equal to writing comedy?
It's fun. I like it a lot. I like it a lot because I write in a weird way. So I write with the guitar, but I write off drum beats that I hear in my head, but I can't play drums.
Oh, interesting.
That's
yeah.
I can play the drums a bit, but like definitely like when I have an idea that you sing into your voice memos because you don't want to forget that idea, and you might not be in front of an instrument at the time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of beats. It's a lot of like gents and beats.
yes. So that's what I'm saying. Like even if I hear like the melody for something, like I kind of just like hum it or whatever, and then figure it out from there.
You got a lot of voice memos too?
Oh yeah, a lot of weird guitar. I go, what the hell was I doing there?
Yeah.
So many.
But then you have to go try to retranscribe something that you did, and you think like, oh, that should be easy. I was the one who did it. And
yeah.
You're like, what the hell did I play?
Yeah, that's the thing too. I'm like, wait, what? I don't even know what notes I were playing. But like I said, my guitar players are so good that they can hear exactly what.
And they're like, oh, I see what you're trying to do there.
Yeah, nice try, Beethoven.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, because I know you got to get over to the rec room real quick. But I just want to tie a bow on the topic and then get into a little bit of the podcasting behind the scenes that we were doing before the cameras were rolling. But one of the things, like we're talking about the travel, the difference of comedy and music travel, and we got into the scenes a little bit. But like, what are some of the funner stories from the road? And I know that's like the cliche question or something like that. You mentioned meeting Henry Rollins at Rock on the Range. Like there's got to be some cool moments like that. Like who have you run into on the road?
On the road?
Oh wow! And you actually went out and then go back to your hotel room.
Oh, see, that's the thing.
Never happened.
That's never happened. I'm listening to this. I was like, damn, actually, nothing.
See, that is very different than how I travel.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dog, I keep it so simple, And I think
might just be a different personality, though, too.
Yeah.
Because I'm naturally an extrovert. I like to meet people and do stuff like that.
It's, I mean, like not like a famous moment, but there's this Philly. Okay, so Philly is probably one of my top favorite places to perform in.
Really,
I love Philly. I love it. I mean, there's just something about those fucking weirdos out there. I
love them now, but I gotta tell you, they were some of the harshest critics of our band growing up.
Oh, really?
Hecklers. That was like the best and worst hecklers we had. They had such good calls on us, and it was just like, oh.
Is that the one that threw a bunch of stuff on you?
No, I don't remember if they did. They probably did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so many years, but no, just like those calls where the guy's like, your dick is the joke. You're like, oh fuck.
Well,
that's happened to me in Philly a couple times.
What's interesting? Because I just performed in Philly recently, but they were asking me questions like, "Are you sure you're not from Philly or the East Coast?" And I go, "Why?" They're like, "The way you handle our heckling is like insane. Like it's like you're like a bully back." I go, "Yeah, well, I fucking what? I don't know.
What am I supposed to do?
What do you want to curl up and cry?" No, I love Philly, but there's this like shoe store out there. These guys are like sneakerheads. They only own a shoe store. It's called Suplex in Philly, and they get like it was the most hospitable experience I think I could ever have gotten on the road. From I linked up with these dudes because through Fighter and the Kid, Brendan Schaub had known these guys or whatever, and so I linked up with these dudes, and they just showed me around Philly and made it really feel like like I was part of their community, for that weekend. And just so I think that was like one of the more cool moments. This is back when I was eating meat, but they took me to like this old school like Philly cheesesteak place. They're like, no, this is the one you got to go to, and they walked me around their whole like block and just gave me like a good sense of the neighborhood. I haven't gotten that like anywhere I've gone yet. Like, so I think that was like one of the cooler things is like, because I like to go out and like I don't like to sit in my hotel during the day because then you're just kind of you go up on stage kind of like with nothing. It's kind of like a weird attitude. Because you just
plus you're out, so you want to take advantage.
Yeah, you've been away from people, and you're kind of just like in there, and like hotels just so small. It's like it's just a bed, fucking TV, and a bathroom, and so I'm like, I got to get out. So I'd say that experience of rolling around with those guys and them just showing me all of their area was like really cool.
And you get it from, and that's cool too when you get it from someone who's like living there and taking you to the places. Right?
Yeah,
I
like that
discover
stuff.
It myself, and of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to go see all the sites, which is great. And especially if you visit a city enough times, you do the sites, and then you go back and you want to ingratiate yourself with the culture of the city a little bit.
Yeah. That's probably, if I could think of like a cool experience like that, that's what I like. I like to get to know like what's in the city, because
So
then I can talk all the shit about it.
There you go.
I mean, that's
hits, and
that's how
that's
he
gotta
gets
hit.
that's how he gets back.
Bang
at the
bang. No, I'm
hecklers.
just
Yeah.
kidding. No.
That's how he gets back at the hecklers.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's
I
another
know
thing
you.
too. Yeah, it's like I walked around your city.
I know everything about you
Yeah,
now.
I went to a museum.
Was it Bill Burr that just laid into Philly? Was it Philly that they
Yeah,
did?
they call it the
dude.
Philly rant.
Have you heard that one?
I have.
Oh,
You gotta
I'll send
show
it
me.
to
You
you.
know
dude.
what?
I love Bill Burr, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
he's great.
destroys them. It's
What's
great.
interesting is he never watched that. He never watched it because he didn't want that to be the thing. He didn't want that to be him, on stage. He didn't want that to like continue on because he said he went to another city after that because it like blew up so big, and he went to another city. And they were like, okay, say it about us. And they wanted him to do that. And he was like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Well, let's just bring that negativity. Like, that was just a one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And that's why I try not to do like those, like I try not to post videos where like I go off on people because
I
I
their 15 minutes of fame by being that.
Yeah,
heckler,
and I always tell people like whenever they're trying to come at me, I go, I'm not filming this. You're not going to be a viral moment. So it's just you and I right here, right now.
I love that.
That's
So like
good.
I get it, but I don't want to put that out there. I'd rather like my jokes be the thing that people love more than me.
Well, that's your art.
Just going off on somebody. I was like, that's kind of. I don't want to do that.
Do you superstitious at all about anything? Like, do you have routines or anything?
Superstitious.
Or do you have like routines that you do
He
before?
kind of talked about he likes to get out in the city, but like, is there anything that like
On the road?
Yeah, like before a
Before
show.
Oh, like
before a
I'll be
show, like a routine. And
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
It, and is it borderline superstitious or is it full?
No, it's not even
superstitious?
superstitious as much as it's like a routine I like to do because it makes me feel really good. I like to do cold showers before, like an hour before I, head to the venue.
Really?
Yeah, that's my big thing.
Do you need to hit the shower up here? Is that what
No, I
you
already
said?
did it. That's so funny. Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, I already did
So are
it.
you heading towards the shower?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you sure? I got my towel in the car and everything.
That would be amazing.
I know, right?
You just use the bathroom, but you don't say anything. You just come out.
Yeah,
and
Just
yeah.
comes out his towel like,
Yeah. Oh, you think I came for the pod? No. The
I need
shower.
your shower, bro. They ain't got one at the rec room.
No, that's one of my favorite things to do because one thing I learned with like the cold showers is that like it brings down the heart rate, and so it kind of gives me like this calm tone before going on stage. And one of my another favorite thing to do, I like to get to venues like an hour or so, actually 2 hours before, like mainly on the road. I like to get there like 2 hours before, just because I clear out all that like jitteriness and just kind of. Just sitting. I get
You want to make it feel like home. When
yeah, and
you're
I
there,
meet
or
the
comfortable,
staff.
rather.
Meeting the staff and everyone that's
Acclimate
working
to it all.
there. Yeah. So like I feel like I'm in the environment.
So what happens if you don't get a cold shower? Is that something that like plagues you?
No.
Or you're good with it? It's just something you like
Just
to do?
prefer.
Yeah. It's something I just prefer, but it's not like
My routine is definitely borderline superstitious. I think I've told you some of the stuff that.
Well, you got weird socks. You got to wear underwear.
No, but I do have to like everything on the. I kind of take this in everyday life too, but not as much as I used to. But it adopted from the stage stuff. I have to play a certain thing 7 times. I have to touch something 7 times. Anything that I do before a show, I have to get my hour-long nap before.
I do know that. I do that. Because when I saw you at Aftershock, you were like, I have to nap first.
Yeah. What happened to you?
That's a story.
It happened 7 times, whatever it was.
I hope not.
One of the bottle. Where they
that was just for the YouTube.
right. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't do anything like that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I just went, and there's also things like, so the guys in our band, like we're all kind of jockey sports guys, and like one of our best friends and roadies who's been with us for so long would always give us an ass slap before we went on the stage, and like if that ass slap doesn't happen, all of us are like, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
Yeah. So it's like it's good luck to get that slap from a boy,
Yeah.
And I always made sure that he did it 7 times. Jimmy did that too. Jimmy was like, oh, 7 times. I was like, oh, I like that. 7 times, motherfucker.
You know what? Actually, I did have one when I cheered.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, when I cheered. Yeah, when I would like cheer competitions and stuff like that, I always had to listen to the Fray over my head.
Really?
Yeah. I never knew that song. Yeah.
And it's not like it's not a hype up song
Yeah,
either.
that's
No,
interesting.
no.
Well, you
Because
cold
here's-
showers.
here's-
Cold showers.
Here's the thing, because
Calm down before he gets out there.
cheerleading, I can't listen to the stuff I can't listen to Slipknot before a comp. Then I'm like, because it doesn't match cheerleading. You're like, why? Why not? I'm like, have you been to a cheer comp? Well, probably you haven't.
Actually, I haven't.
I know. I'm like, well, you never been on a cheer comp?
Not a very common thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I go to them all the time, man. Always play some bets.
I've never cheered, and
Got the
I don't
over-
have a kid in there,
the
but I'm just a
over-under
creepy
on
guy
what
just
team.
over there
Yeah,
watching
right.
cheer.
Yeah, I think
I just love the sport.
the cops would come if you
Yeah,
started
yeah,
showing up.
You're like, no, I got bets, man. I'm like, DraftKings, man. Come on, dude.
Oh, dude. Thank you so much for the last round.
No, thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank
coming
you.
down. I'm
Oh,
glad
is
we got
this
to do this in
I
person,
know.
man.
This is
really
great.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's it this time. We'll catch you next time, I guess.
Yeah, catch you next time.
Sure.
Oh, we should probably prop some of your stuff, huh?
Oh,
you got
yeah.
tour coming up?
Yeah, I got tour dates. Where am I at? When is it coming out?
Probably
2 weeks
2
from
weeks
now.
from now. I don't know.
What's 2 weeks? Oh, so I'll be in San Diego May 12th through the 13th, and and then that following weekend I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky, May 18th through the 20th, and then I'll be in San Jose May 24th, and that's I'll plug
And
that.
promote your band.
Oh yeah, my band Mad Peaceful. Check us out. We got music on Spotify, MySpace, AOL, Instant Messenger.
It actually took me a second.
I know, yeah, it took him a
I was
second.
like,
He held it.
oh, what do you mean? Did you say MySpace?
Just, if you want to email us nice words, madpeaceful@hotmail.
Our Hotmail. Yes, dude.
We got our Hotmail account, whatever.
Awesome.
Mad Peaceful. Just check out our stuff. Yeah.
Easy enough to find them everywhere. Shapel Lacey.
Yes.
Thanks again,
Thank
guys.
you.
Let's do a better send off. Thanks. We'll see you next time, as always. Cheers.